She was like, sometimes you guys say we'll talk about that later, and then you never do. And I was like, okay, we'll get better.
We
at
can
it.
talk about whatever we want.
It's our show.
Yeah,
we're
we do what we
Ball
want.
State. Like
Yeah.
you don't become Ball State's premier sports podcast
podcast.
by just like doing
Do
what
you?
people tell you to do.
Yeah, that's what
You
we do
become
it.
Ball State's premier sports podcast by
doing whatever you want.
doing what you need. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads Sports Podcast, Ball State University's premier sports podcast, co-hosted by two of the best in the game, not just in the podcasting game, but the rap game. I'm your co-host Daniel Keene. Joined alongside me is Andy Newman. We did kind of light that up.
What are you referring to?
So
I don't know what you're referring to at all.
So the Daily News is doing our fall fundraiser this year. And it started last year during our One Ball State Day fundraiser. I said, hey, if we hit a certain amount of money, I'll make a rap. I'll use you remember that episode that we did like AI generated raps?
Yeah, we do. I do.
If you don't, that's easily one of my favorite episodes of the show.
I don't know which one it was.
We should figure that out.
It was one of them.
It was like April.
Yeah.
It was mid-April. No, it was March. It was
I
March
remember
Ball State
one
was-
line because one of them was made it ChatGPT write a Christian rap about Ball State.
Yeah.
One of them was from the Bracken Library to the quad. We spread our wings. We thank our God.
But either way, that happened, and we kind of rocked it. Andy showed up on some ad libs in that just because
I was there.
He was in the studio
Yeah.
the day we were recording it. And this year we heard from our fans who said, "Let's get more Newman on the mic." So Andy Newsman took a verse in this edition of the Daily News Rap. And
Yes.
it went crazy.
People were confused as to why I was in the Daily News Rap.
Hey, he's a contributor.
I was a contributor last semester.
He's a contributor. I don't know what you want me to say here. He's a contributor.
Sure, yeah. I'm an honorary member of the Daily News when it comes to me wanting to do dumb things on camera.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what it is. People were very confused. They thought I had maybe defected over to the DN. Something that I've done.
Announcing his decision to transfer.
LeBron, what is your decision? What went into this decision?
Let's talk about that for a moment. No, let's flash back to the decision.
Well, okay.
Just so we're all
All
on
right.
the same page, when LeBron made the decision, everybody on planet Earth, other than the guy interviewing him, already knew where he was going.
Really?
It was dumbfully apparent.
Dumbfoundedly. Dumb.
It was stupid.
What went into
Everybody
your
knew.
decision?
Like, everybody knew. Everybody knew. It was funny.
Oh, we watched, speaking of LeBron, we watched a LeBron interview after the JR mishap game in Cleveland. We watched his press conference we were talking about with Chris Taylor of Sports Link. And we were talking about how to formulate good questions and bad questions in press conferences. And this guy kept asking LeBron about what JR's mindset was. And LeBron got really mad and just straight up left and yelled at the reporter to be better tomorrow. I think that's a W LeBron moment, I think, in my opinion. There,
He doesn't have a lot of them, but that was probably one of them.
You know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Like the reporter kept asking him about do you know what JR's mindset was? And LeBron's like, I did not talk to him, so no.
Ask JR.
Yeah, not LeBron.
Don't ask LeBron.
Kept asking LeBron.
No, but to be fair,
Don't do
he's
that.
the same guy that walked in with Malcolm X book, and the reporter first question was,
Yep.
What was your favorite part so far? And guy put his foot in his mouth.
He was like, nah, this is there's a lot of great parts. I don't even know if you
I don't
could.
even know. There's so much good in it. Guy is the worst liar I've ever seen in my life.
My
favorite
quote
stuff
of all time. Have you seen the Braun, the pathological liar compilation?
Yeah.
Compilation. Sorry, I can't say that word correctly for whatever reason. Do you think Gray has an E or an A?
Do you think who?
When you spell out the word gray, do you use it with an A or an E?
Depends on where you're using it.
What do you mean?
Like, are you using it as a color, or are you using it as gray vaguely?
Gray vaguely.
Here, let me pull it up.
I think one of them's just English and one of them's just American, but both work. That's a thing. It's like a thing. Yeah, gray versus gray.
Gray with an A and gray with an E are both common spellings of the color between black and white. Gray is more frequent in American English.
Yes.
Gray with an A. While gray with an E is more common in British English, which is like when you read greyhound, greyhound spelled with an E.
Yes.
Because greyhound is a breed of dog that I'm 19% sure originated
19?
in England.
Only 19?
Only 19.
Okay.
I don't know that much about dogs.
Understood. But no, I think gray was spelled with an E, in my opinion. I like spelling gray with an E.
So where did you get this one from?
I don't know.
Because that came out of nowhere.
I don't know.
You were about to explain one of your favorite LeBron lines, and then you ask me how to spell the word gray.
I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue why I decided to think or start talking about that.
Okay.
I know it was on a board and outside of someone's dorm room on like the little whiteboard you can write on. Is it gray with an E or gray with an A? And I'm like, it's gray with an E.
Okay, well, you could tell them.
There are other opinions.
British English is gray with an E, and American English
correct,
is gray with an A. It's like how
and
they
normally
say
I go all of American. I'm an all-American kind of boy. But
all-American
I'm an all-American.
from northern Indiana.
I mean, yes. Thanks. But I don't know. The E it makes sense to me. Gray.
All right. All right.
I don't know.
All right. All right.
LeBron.
No, we're done with LeBron.
LeBron.
We're done with talking like about stuff we did not discuss talking about before the show started.
Fine.
That's it. That's our limit.
Fine.
6 minutes.
It was only 6 minutes.
6
Usually
minutes
we go
and 10 seconds. We're done.
Usually we go 10. This is the most melancholy I think we've ever. Like, we're kind of just like we're leaned back, we're relaxed, we're chilling out, maxing.
I'm good.
Shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in our neighborhood. And one little fight, my mom got scared. Said, "You move with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air." No. None of that? Chilling out?
I hate it here. I hate it.
Why?
Okay,
Why?
We got a heavy NFL upset for you.
Yes, we
today.
do. We're starting it now.
And we'll start at the top we'll start at the bottom of the games. We won't go through all the games, but I wanted to
go through some of the games.
We'll talk through some of the games.
The games.
I wanted to talk about this that brought up some
virality.
Yeah, is that a word?
Viralness. Some viral.
Virality.
Virality.
Okay.
All right.
Basically, Monday Night Football, Chargers, Cowboys, and probably more than half a dozen times the camera panned to this one fan. And, I've been to a football game. I've had good times at a football game. I've
had bad times.
Yeah, I've cheered at a football game.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I cheered the way
this individual,
Marianne Doe. Her last name is spelled D-O. I've never cheered the way that this lady has cheered at a football game in my entire life. And
I have before.
It prompted somebody to ask.
I have before.
Is this the NFL's first planted fan? Because, think about it. The NFL moves the Chargers from San Diego to L.A. because they want a bigger market.
They do.
But there's already a team in L.A., and the team fans from San Diego are not happy about the Chargers moving from San Diego to L.A., so they're not that big of fans anymore.
That brings up another question. Does there need to be two teams in one stadium?
Let's docket that, and we actually will at Mom. My mom called me the other day, and she was like, "I got a thing about your podcast." Sometimes
she called you specifically for this?
No, she just calls me to say hi. But then she
also there's a counter, ulterior motive. Ulterior motive.
Either way, she was like, sometimes you guys say we'll talk about that later, and then you never do. And I was like, okay, we'll get better.
We can talk about whatever we want.
It's our show.
Yeah, we do what we want.
Ball State, you don't become Ball State's premier sports podcast by just
doing whatever you want or
doing what people tell you to do.
Yeah, that's what
you become. Ball State's premier sports podcast by
doing whatever you want,
doing what you need.
Yeah.
Either way,
do what you want to do.
It was confirmed by the Chargers organization that Marianne and her husband are season ticket holders and rent out that I think it's like a space.
How rich are these individuals?
Probably enough to cheer like that at a football game. Either way. I
think you can be poor and cheer like that at a football game.
Not a planted fan, but hear me out. she was cheering so hard at points where nobody else was cheering that you have to guess a little bit, is this some dramatics? And think about it.
Maybe that's just her. Maybe she just got that kind of personality.
And that's okay.
Maybe
I'm
she's
just
saying,
like if you are heavy into the conspiracy theories, which, you know what I found?
I can't say anything.
I found a pretty big correlation between sports fans and conspiracy theorists.
Okay.
Just like diehard sports fans are more likely to believe conspiracy theories.
Why?
I don't know.
Why is that?
I think it's because, like, when you cheer for a team that goes, 3-14 or whatever,
yeah,
you really have to believe in some crazy stuff.
No,
like, you have to. You like if you're a team like who's a really bad team this year?
This year?
Yeah, Carolina Panthers. If you're a team like the Carolina Panthers, and
usually when you say really bad team, my first thought is Lions, but.
Shut your mouth.
I literally
shut your mouth.
Went,
yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll write it down. I don't need to write it down. I'll talk about that.
All right.
We'll talk about that.
Right.
But like, if you have a really bad team in the NFL, like if your team is really bad and you still go to every single game and you still watch every single game and you're still like, yeah, we could make the playoffs this year, you have to be a little delusional.
A little.
People who believe conspiracy theories are a little delusional. You know? I don't know. That's just a hypothesis that I have.
I don't know.
I do.
To
be fair, though, I am a sports fan, and I do populate a podcast on Spotify called Conspiracy Theories. I don't believe.
Did you say you're a cult fan?
No, I did not say cult, but I forgot. Cultivate? No, I did not say that.
What did you say? I'm a what fan? What did you say you were a fan of?
Oh, a podcast show called Conspiracy Theories.
I thought you said a cult fan.
I mean, you have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader.
Creed Bratton.
The Office.
Yes.
This is why we're best friends.
William
folks.
Charles Schneider.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Deep cut.
My Lord.
Deep cut.
Yeah, this is really just us talking.
I know. This is
okay.
We just yapping.
Okay, but
that's the whole point of this. We're yapping.
We're yapping.
And if you don't like us yapping, then
no, we don't have that many viewers.
We don't know. Please stay. Please stay. If you don't like us yapping, tell us what else to do.
No, we're doing that. Okay. Back to the
grindstone.
Back to the grindstone here. Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out what I said. Because I said I listened to a podcast on Spotify called Conspiracy Theories.
I swear to God, you said you're a Colts fan for a second. I'm like, that's not right. And then
no,
I don't know. Where is this at? About 11 minutes. 10
or 11 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think I said something like, I listened to a podcast. I just said it in a different way. Sometimes I like to say things in a different way.
Okay.
But I didn't say it wrong, I don't think.
All right.
You let us know in the comments down below if we said
No one on the live.
No one on the live.
I mean, there's so many people on the live. You get over to the live now. There's 50 people.
We don't even have space for the live anymore. Okay. So, so whatever. She wasn't a Planet fan, but you could totally believe she's a Planet fan because sports fans just happen to be conspiracy theorists. Okay. Do you think that two teams should belong in the same stadium?
That's a great question. That question was posed to me by someone who is not a big sports fan and was like, well, I thought there were two teams that were in L.A. I couldn't really explain it other than the fact that there are.
There's two teams in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I said
New
that
Jersey?
as well. Well, yeah, they also found that really stupid. I did not have a great explanation.
What was that noise you just Oh, like an okay.
Yeah.
No.
I just did not have a great explanation for why that is a thing. I don't really
theoretically,
know.
It makes financial sense for both teams?
Yes. Because they're sharing the cost of a stadium, but like New York's pretty much shoveling all the money anyway. I mean, or LA, right? I mean, like the majority of the cash is coming from the city of Los Angeles or New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But like it makes sense for like, well, okay, so yeah, they pay for it, but then like the team kind of pays for a lot of the upkeep. Makes sense to kind of split that, I think. But I don't think two teams should share a stadium because then it's never anybody's stadium. It's like when you shared a bike with your older sibling growing up. Neither one of you ever owned the bike. Don't you want to own your own bike?
I want to own my own bike.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Like, it's like It's like a team moving into Fort Wayne and playing their games at Lucas Oil. Like, do you want to share it with Luke? No one wants to share.
This is coming from Sporting News. Why do the Jets and Giants share a stadium? The simple reason crosstown NFL rivals call MetLife Stadium home. Let's read this whole article. I don't know if I'm going to. What's the gist of it? Simply put, it's all about money. Oh, okay, so money. But like,
smartest man in the world, right here,
yeah.
Daniel Keene.
But what? But like, they're the two biggest cities though. So wouldn't they have the most money?
Yeah.
Why would they? I understand putting more teams in like a big market, but like, I don't know.
From a team perspective, they can share a stadium.
Yes, but like that's like if the Chicago White Sox said, "We're not going to build a new stadium. Can we play at Wrigley?" Well, I guess it's not that similar. I mean, MetLife Stadium is nowhere close to iconic as Wrigley Field.
Wow.
What?
I mean, it isn't, but that you just said it was such like.
It's accurate. I mean, are you kidding?
You know,
Wrigley Field is one of the most like.
Oh yeah, I'm aware.
Iconic iconic sporting things in the world.
I'm aware.
Yeah, but it's not MetLife. MetLife.
No.
I mean, I think MetLife isn't that.
No,
but
close. You said it was such like a throwaway there.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Like everybody knows that, but you don't have to say it. But you said it. Like, just throw it away.
I'm keeping it.
I don't care.
All right.
You edit the show, not me.
That's true.
Okay. I have to send the link to this show to Uncle Brian because I'm about to go on like a 2-minute tirade here.
Okay. Go.
My heart breaks for the New York Giants. It breaks for the New York Giants. It breaks for Darren Waller. It breaks for Saquon Barkley. It breaks for Tyrod Taylor. It breaks for that offensive lineman that they literally signed off the couch. I am just upset for the New York Giants. That game on Sunday was one of the better New York Giants performances I have seen.
In a while.
In a while. Away from home, and they went toe-to-toe with a team that is supposedly one of the best in the NFL right now.
Yes.
There is no reason why the Giants should not have come away with a win there. And I will say, a big reason why the Giants did not come away with a win is one of the worst pass interference calls I have ever seen in my life. That was dumb. That was stupid. He's got his hand in his pads. That was dumb.
It wasn't as bad as Rams Saints.
Yeah,
NFC
it wasn't bad as the
Championship.
NOLA no call, but it was still pretty darn bad.
No call. The NOLA no call. That's people call it that?
That's exactly what people call it.
Really?
Yep.
I've never heard that before.
Well, I've heard it before, and that's
Really?
why I said it.
Huh. Okay, continue.
But it just sucks. Because shout out Uncle Brian. I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm like a Giants sympathizer. It's the same way that I'm like not a Colts fan, but I'm a Colts sympathizer.
You're like an acquaintance to the Giants.
Yeah.
You're like a Giants acquaintance.
Yeah, I'll never root for them. But, if the Giants are playing the Bills on Sunday Night Football, not only am I going to watch the game, I'll root for the Giants. It's like if the Giants play any other team other than the Detroit Lions, I'll root for the Giants.
I got that similar thing.
If the Giants play the Colts, we got an issue because I don't know who I'm picking there.
Yeah.
But I'm an acquaintance of this team. Okay. So I'm not like that.
I like that.
Like I'm not that mad about it right now, but I am mad about it
enough
for
to spat
people.
off on it.
And it was just tough because every time I'm watching a Giants game, I'll text my Uncle Brian a few things because I know he's probably watching the game. Like the season opener, I texted him something about it because they had a really bad first half, and he sent back a picture at MetLife. And I was like, oh, that's tough. But I texted him a few things, and he said, I just got off a plane. Should I even watch? And I was like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it is not a great one. But like they held out. That defense shut out the Bills for 3 quarters. They shut out
the Bills.
They shut out Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis for 3 quarters.
Stephon Diggs actually didn't have half bad of a game.
No, he had a good game, but
Josh Allen didn't do great.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, it's just my heart breaks for them. That's my 2-minute team talk about the New York Giants.
Yeah, for anyone who is unaware of what's going on, there was a horrible no-call pass interference penalty at the end of the game as the Giants had the ball at the 1-yard line with no time left, and it was on Darren Waller. And initially, I didn't think it was too bad, and then
I watched the replay.
Replays.
The
and then it
replays
looks pretty
were
bad.
atrocious.
You know what? That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to reffing with human beings. Sometimes there's mistakes. Sometimes there's miss.
I'm saying those should be able to be challenged, though.
I think a lot of things, more things should be able to be challenged than is allowed.
I think
anything.
What's the point of the challenge flag if you're not allowed to actually challenge anything?
Why can't anything be challenged?
Like, I get it. They're like...
Also, why can't New York call in and be like, no?
Yeah, like, why can't... Roger Goodell doesn't want to get off his fat butt and do it.
They have the resources. They have the resources.
Yep.
Pee Wee football in Nebraska does not have the resources. You just do whatever the ref says, and if the ref messes up, darn. I mean, you get another ref and pay them more money.
Literally.
The NFL has they have 50 cameras.
It just makes zero sense to me that there's a challenge flag for the NFL, but you can't challenge any call. Like, I get it a little bit sometimes. Like, I think that the devil's advocate here is that sometimes if you challenge, like, a team will challenge a call just to get another timeout.
Yeah.
But you have to have a timeout to be able to challenge a call.
Correct.
Because you're basically gambling your timeout on whether or not you get the challenge call.
Correct.
So I just think you should be able to challenge more stuff. I think you should be challenged towards the end of the game. I think you should challenge at the end of the game because that is...
I think New York needs to be more involved.
There's so many games that have ended so poorly like that.
New York needs to be more... And for those who don't understand, the reffing headquarters is in New York, and everyone just calls it New York. It's because when the reffing higher-ups are in New York, and whenever there's an issue...
all the higher-ups are in New York.
Yeah, sometimes they'll stop the game, and they'll be like, hey, there's an issue, we need to look at this or whatever. But, like, it's not that frequent.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
If
I feel like New York should be more involved.
I agree.
They should be more involved.
All right. Moving on.
More
involved.
More involved.
Moving on. So, like I said, it's a heavy NFL day because, I mean, technically the World Series is going on, but...
Oh, shout out Nick Castellanos. I guess we also watched this in CT's digital sports seminar class today, where there was like a reporter that came up to him after the end of the game, and he was just like spouted off some facts, and Nick Castellanos goes, "Where's the question?" And he goes, "I guess there wasn't one." And he goes, "All right, thanks for letting me know." In the post-game press conference after they made it to the NLCS. Have you seen this clip?
I have not seen this clip, but I'm looking it up now.
It's pretty funny. I don't know. We'll watch it in a sec. I encourage anybody.
We'll watch it off.
Yeah,
we'll watch
I encourage anybody to look up Nick Castellanos just absolutely destroying this reporter because it is pretty funny. That's the only thing I've really seen. Also that Trey Turner thing that you sent me, pretty neat. Philly's doing well. I know
that was definitely not. I think it was like way earlier in the season.
What do you mean?
The Trey Turner thing, like they gave him a standing out.
Well, yeah, I know, because I remember seeing that. I remember hearing about that and the fact that he's done super well since. And now that I do believe the Phillies are in the championship of conference or league championship.
Yeah, let me pull it up. But basically, what we were talking about.
Yeah, they're in the leagues. What? I don't know. They're in the NL. So they're in the NLCS. Okay. So it must be that the. Where's Nick Castellanos? What team is Nick Castellanos on? Is he on the Phillies too?
I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue.
He's the guy. If for anyone who doesn't know, Nick Castellanos is the dude that always hits. Oh, he's on the Phillies too. Oh, okay. So there's I know three guys on the Phillies: Trey Turner, Nick Castellanos, and is Bryce Harper still there?
He is still there.
Yeah. So I know three guys on the Phillies. Wow, I could talk intelligently. But Nick Castellanos is always the dude that anytime there's a horrific event or something, or someone died,
the broadcaster needs to talk.
About something serious. Nick Castellanos always nails one in the deep left center field or deep left field and just hits a home run immediately in the conversation of someone just died, something happened.
It's Todd Brenneman?
Yes. It all originates.
The original moment was a broadcaster said something where he thought he was off air and
he was not.
It was horrible. I mean, you shouldn't say that whether you're on or off air. Like it was kind of we're not going to repeat it on the show. You can look it up yourself. But it was something that no person should ever say ever. And he thought he was off air, so he said it, whatever. And then they cut his mic, and then he came back on the mic and was like,
doing like pretty much he knew he was going to get fired.
Yeah, he knew he was going to get fired. He was like addressing the situation.
This was during COVID too. So.
Yeah, he was addressing like as the game was going on, and halfway through
I pride
his
myself
apology,
as a man of faith.
And then Nick Castellanos cracks one, and he was like, and there's a deep drive ball to left field, and then he like keeps talking.
This has happened multiple times. This has happened more than once.
Not with the same
play-by-guy. Not with Tom.
Yeah.
Tom is gone. Tom, rightfully so, probably was indeed fired after that game. What are you looking at here?
No, we're just getting some comments about the Phillies.
Oh.
But yeah, so ALCS or NLCS is Phillies Diamondbacks?
Yes, correct.
That blows my mind.
Not Diamond. Yeah,
I haven't been following the MLB for a while, but the last time I was following the MLB, the Diamondbacks were dog water.
Really?
They were really bad. Like, they were really bad for as long as I can remember. So, good for them. Good for them. Philadelphia leads at 1-0. Kind of want Philly to win. I don't know. I don't know why I want Philly. Oh, you know why I want Philly to win? I love the city of Philadelphia when they win championships.
Oh, well, I mean, the videos are funny, but I'm just so concerned for the people of Philadelphia when said
I think they grease their lampposts, they lock their doors, they shut their blinds.
I am still really looking forward to a Bills Eagles Super Bowl.
No, that'd be crazy.
Because it would just be over.
It would be over. The whole eastern part of the country
it'd be over.
Down.
Yes.
That'd be good. All right. A little bit of MLB. I want the Phillies to win. The other side of it's the Rangers and Houston, which they keep marketing.
No, Houston.
I mean anybody but Houston.
Every
honestly.
time. It's always the Astros. Why is it always the Astros? And why is it nobody likes the Astros anymore? I don't like the Astros. Stop with the Astros. No more Astros. Goodbye.
Yeah, perfect.
Is Jose Altuve still there?
He is, and he was running. He made a run from first to second base, or he rounded second or something because it was a deep pop out. And the guy caught the ball, and he had to run back to first to tag up, so he was safe. And the way he ran, have you ever seen the movie Ted?
Oh God,
Ted 2, when Ted is running across the courtroom.
Oh God, I haven't. I've seen the. My turn.
Yeah, my turn. He's running. Ted is a movie about a teddy bear. So there's a teddy bear like scurrying across the courtroom floor to get to the podium, and that's exactly what Jose Altuve looked like.
Huh. I need to see that clip so I can understand what you're talking about here.
I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
But back on the NFL, I had a premonition.
Before we go back to the NFL, can we talk about something that I wanted to talk about the past couple weeks and I keep forgetting about?
Oh, yeah, okay.
This podcast called something, and more specifically, I called something. And I know that most people don't really care about this subject, and I understand it. I understand that it's not something that is very, like a big fan, people are big fans of, but I called it when we talked about it last semester. I said that there is no way that the XFL and the USFL can coexist, and one of the three things would happen. A, USFL would fold. B, the XFL would fold. Or four things. C, they would just both go under and it would be dead. Or D, which is actually what is happening, the USFL and the XFL are merging. That is what's going on. It's a thing that's happening. I'm excited for it. They've filed for a bunch of different patents like United Football League, or National Spring Football League, maybe the NSFL, which I don't really know about that.
No.
Yeah. But they've tried to do trademarks of UFL. So, but I called it, and now I have absolutely no idea who to root for. Do I root for the Birmingham Stallions or the St. Louis Battlehawks?
You root for...
Who do I root for?
Birmingham Lewis
Stallion Hawks. Ooh.
Because who
do I actually, though?
Honestly, I would put money down that those two teams, like one of them, will not be in the expansion.
They both will.
They both will?
I think it's all teams that without a home stadium, and those are both teams that have a home stadium locked up. Every other team that doesn't have like a home stadium is kind of like on the
Michigan Panthers going to stay in?
Well, the Michigan Panthers will probably stick around, I would assume.
Yeah, they get Ford Field.
So I think they're going to try to keep it at like 12 teams from what I continue to hear. And it sounds like they're going to basically any team that does not have a home stadium is on the chopping block. But St. Louis and Birmingham are both good. And I'd say Birmingham is probably the best team. It's been literally won the last 2 years for USFL. And the Battlehawks have probably been the best fan engagement between both leagues. So I think they're both staples. So I don't think either of them gets axed.
I will say,
yeah,
no matter where you stand on it, it's going to be pretty exciting.
I think so.
I'm actually pretty excited for this because
that sounds cool.
My big thing with the XFL USFL was like you're competing with each other and you're losing viewers on both sides because I don't want to commit to an XFL team to watch and I don't want to commit to a USFL team to watch at the same time. Yeah. I want to commit to one team.
You had the Michigan Panthers, and then do you have many Michigan teams? It
was the Arlington Renegades because Drew Plitt played there.
Ah. Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
And they won the championship.
They did win the championship.
Shout out Drew.
Yeah. But yeah, so it should be exciting. Back to
that's neat.
Real football.
Neat. Sorry. Wow.
Wow, that was mean. That was
wow.
mean. It is.
I still watch it.
It is real football.
It is.
I don't think they're not real football, but I think it's like You ever go to a McDonald's and order a Diet Coke and then you pull up to the window and you get it and you drink it and it's a Coca-Cola? That's what the USFL, XFL is. You're still going to drink it. It's fine. It's whatever, but it's not what you ordered. That's how I feel like I am watching that.
I can understand that sympathy or that viewpoint on it. That's, I get that.
Yeah. So
let's continue. Yeah. NFL, we're back.
I say to round out the show, but it's going to be the next 15 minutes. We're about 6 games into the NFL right now.
Oh, can I spout off real quick about the Colts? And can you spout off real quick about how excited you are about your team?
I thought we were gonna do it at the end or as part of. I mean, I didn't include the Lions on my list or the Colts on my list because.
Oh, I included both.
You loser.
Oh.
Okay. Well, when you talk about those.
Okay.
We'll
fine.
All right. So we're 6 games in. Teams are starting to take buys.
Oh shoot! My list is on the phone.
Do you remember it?
Kinda, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Andy's a good guy.
Yes.
By the way,
sorry.
Andy, actually, this has always been a standard in our show. Andy's got the
I
live.
sacrifice my phone.
So every time you get to see our beautiful faces on the podcast, if you're on the live, which I don't know what you're doing if you're not on the live.
Why aren't
Tuesdays
you on the live?
At 2 p.m.
Finally back.
It's Andy's phone.
It's my phone.
That's what makes us look so good.
Yes.
Okay. So as teams are starting to take buys, we're not at the halfway point. We're at about what I'd say the quarter way point or the a third of the way through the NFL season.
Yeah.
And I want to talk good teams, bad teams, frauds, and not frauds.
Okay.
First, let's talk good teams. Teams that have done well and will continue to do well this year.
Okay.
Who's you got up first?
All right. Teams that have done well and will continue to do well. Number 1, I have the Can I say it? Can I just say it?
Say it.
The Detroit Lions.
Say it again.
The Detroit Lions.
One more time for the live.
Lions.
One more time for the people
Detroit
in the back.
Lions.
Oh my gosh.
Lions.
I didn't pick him. I did not pick him. Out of pride, out of humbleness, out of integrity, I did not put them on my list. But oh boy, is he right.
I am right.
They're just so good. We didn't even have a full team today this week. We were resting a bunch of guys. David Montgomery's about to be out. He was out for most of the game, and we still dominated. Brian Branch isn't even back yet. Still dominated. Just the best team in the league, man. We now have the tie.
You're tied for the best team in the league.
I texted Andy at 7:00 on Sunday, and I said, "Hey, just a heads up, the Lions are tied for the best record in the NFL.
The league runs through Detroit.
The league runs through Detroit.
It does. That's not even a wild statement, except for the fact that it probably runs through Missouri. But
what a world we live in.
Chiefs, Lions, Super Bowl?
No, we're going to beat
Chiefs, Dolphins. No, sorry.
Lions,
Dolphins, Super Bowl.
Lions, Dolphins is actually so that actually ties in perfectly with my first team.
Okay,
and it's the Miami Dolphins. They just can't put a foot wrong. They are just
Lions, Dolphins, Super Bowl sounds lit though.
That sounds amazing. They're just also the jersey combinations,
sick.
Because the Lions have. I'm not even going to lie. This is what other people have told me. The Lions have the best jerseys in the NFL. Or at least the best-looking jerseys in the NFL. I know people are a little upset about the 90th anniversary logo for the helmet when they do blackout, but I think the Lions have the best jersey in the NFL, and Miami has a top 5 jersey, for sure. Let's say Lions do their all gray, and Dolphins do their teal.
Ugh.
No, I'd like that. I like that. Okay.
What about the Lions powder blue, Dolphins white?
Okay. Yeah, that'd go crazy.
I'd like it.
Yep. Either way, but like they just are really, really good. They haven't had a game where they've scored less than 20 points.
They've had one bad game.
One bad game.
And that was against the Buffalo Bills.
And that wasn't necessarily every team gets a throwaway game. That's their throwaway game. But look how
a lot of teams use their throwaway game this week.
I mean, I know people are going to say it was against two lackluster opponents, but look how they responded to the loss against the Bills. Giants 31-16. Panthers 42-21. I am so excited for Sunday Night Football this week. I know we were complaining last week that not all primetime games have been really good primetime games. What is Sunday Night Football this week?
Sunday Night Football this week.
Eagles, Dolphins.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to.
Potential Super Bowl matchup?
I was gonna be more gravitas with it.
Okay, give me your gravitas.
Nope.
No, do it.
No,
do it.
The moment's passed.
Okay, whatever. Either way, I'm very excited for that Sunday Night Football. I'm very excited to be watching. I'm very excited for Mike McDaniel.
That's also another potential Super Bowl matchup as well.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for Mike McDaniel. I just love that guy. He's just he's like a Baker Mayfield style guy. I know other people might not like him. I know other people have bad things to say about him. I love him. I'll die on that hill.
Okay.
Who's your second good team?
My second good team was going to be the Dolphins, but maybe just so we could talk about somebody else, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I'm going to stick with the 49ers. Now, this wouldn't have been a crazy take last week at all. That actually probably would have been a fantastic, easy slam dunk take. This week was a little bad. NFL MVP frontrunner, I guess, Brock Purdy, did not look like an NFL MVP frontrunner whatsoever.
He had a bad game.
He had an awful game. Cannot say that I think that he's in the MVP discussion as well as he was this past week or a week ago.
I mean, he's still in the discussion.
He still is there.
I mean,
but Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel seem to be kind of the crux of that entire team. And with both of them out, you lose to P.J. Walker and the Browns.
Former
XFL quarterback, former Colts quarterback, P.J. Walker.
He was a Colts quarterback?
He was a Colts quarterback.
For how long?
For a couple of years.
Really?
I loved P.J. Philip Walker, it was back before he was P.J., it was Philip Walker.
Philip Walker.
Yes.
Okay. Either way, the only reason why I didn't put the 49ers on my this team's doing good list is strictly because...
He was drafted by the Colts, or not drafted. That was his first team. He was there from 2017 to 2019.
Interesting.
Yes.
Nice little factoid for your day. But
yeah,
the reason why I didn't put the 49ers up is because that loss to the Browns was ugly. And we're going to see how
it was really bad.
We're going to see how this team responds. We're going to see how this team handles the next couple games. I think, are they on a bye this week or next week? I think they might be on a bye next week. But how this team responds is going to tell us a lot about where this team is going to be able to go in the postseason. My second good team, and it's not a crazy good team, but it's a good team that has found a little bit of stability, and it's the Jags.
It's an odd take.
Well, they had a rocky start to the year.
You're not going to say like the Eagles or the Bills or the Chiefs.
We know those are good teams. There's no.
You weren't supposed to, it wasn't supposed to be like a.
I mean, it's whatever you want, but
I didn't interpret it like that.
Oh, okay.
I interpreted it as pick the two best teams.
Well, hey, you did pick two best teams. I picked two of the best teams in the NFL right now. Dolphins, Jags.
You think the Jags are one of the best teams in the NFL right now?
I mean, okay.
All they've done is beat the Colts twice.
And the Bills.
Oh.
And they're running 3-game win streak. And their next slate of games, Saints, probably winnable.
Well, they played 2 games in London. They obviously have the advantage there.
Why do they have the advantage?
Because they know how it works. They know what they're doing. Every year they always get shipped over to
You're losing legs to stand on, man.
Well, me? No. That's actually a big thing, is having that rest and understanding of the process of getting over to London and how that all works. The Jags have this thing in the bag every year. They know exactly what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it, and they know what's going on. Other teams just kind of go over there and they're like, and then that's how you lose to the Jags. The Ravens. were not prepared for that game. They probably would have beat the Jags if they'd have played at Baltimore, in my opinion.
They didn't play the Jags.
Huh? The Ravens played the Jags last week. Yeah.
Am I looking at the wrong lineup right now?
This past week, the Colts played the Jags. But in London, the Ravens played the Jags.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
None of
it. It was the Falcons.
There you go.
Dang it. It was one of those birds.
Either way.
Darn birds.
Either way. But I think they have a slate. Like, here's their next line. Here's their next 5 games. Texans, winnable. Titans, winnable. Steelers, winnable. Saints, winnable. Only game that's going to be tough for them is going to be the 49ers. And honestly, if they can show out against the 49ers and get a win against the 49ers, they'll continue to improve. Over to the bad teams. And I picked some bad teams. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Bad team number 1. Or, well, the way that you explained this was teams that are screwed for the rest of the year.
Yep.
So this is my team that is screwed for the rest of the year. The Indianapolis Colts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it because Anthony Richardson
is probable gone.
To be out for the season?
Probably. Not probable, probably.
Well, yeah, but
Lee and Ole are very different.
But hear me out. Even if he was going to be here for the rest of the year, you didn't expect a lot from this season, did you?
When you win 3 games on your first 5, maybe
were you expecting a playoff push?
Change. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the AFC South. It's not like it's the AFC West.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
I mean, okay, well, not even the AFC West. The AFC West teams are kind of balls. What's a conference that's actually really good? Like, what's a division that's really good right now that would be really difficult to win?
NFC East?
Nah.
Oh, not really.
I wouldn't say the Cowboys are that good.
AFC North used to be good. Maybe let's go with what the AFC North used to be.
Sure.
I mean, is there really a dominant team in the NFL right now?
Is there? Okay, the AFC East.
Yeah.
Dolphins and Bills, you're not going to get past either of them. It's not wide open for you. It's over.
I'll
continue.
I'm going to do like just a 10-second spin-off as we're talking AFC East just because it happened this week.
Yeah.
The Patriots are playing like a team designed to play in the mid-2010s. This can be a topic for another show, but is Bill Belichick getting too old for this?
I was going to get to that here soon as well.
Oh, is that your... Dang it. I feel so bad.
We'll
talk about it. My first
bad team.
My first bad team is Falcons.
By the way, Anthony Richardson probably out for the rest of the year. Colts not looking great. Gardner Minshew. I bought a jersey after the Ravens.
You and the rest of white America, man. That's all I can say. Not a good look. Okay, my first bad team up is the Falcons.
Sorry.
Desmond Ridder is not a quarterback that is going to last in the NFL.
Really? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, the end of that game, he sold twice. How do you sell the game twice?
Arthur Smith is going to be out at the end of the year, and they're going to be looking for a new starting quarterback. That's all I can say.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan,
Bring
come
him
back
out
here.
of the booth. Bring him out of the booth.
Okay. A bunch of people in my fantasy league were vying to pick up Rob Gronkowski off waivers this week, and I was like, what do they know that I don't?
Gronk?
Yeah.
What?
He in Sleeper's a fantasy football app. He was like the 10th most trending player to be picked up off the waiver wires. Do you want me to do my second team while you're looking up Gronk information?
NFL legend Gronkowski invites Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift to his annual surprise party.
Surprise!
Oh, wait, no. Annual maybe Super Bowl. Sorry. Super Bowl party in Las Vegas and insists Chiefs star wooed singer with his dance moves. He's got unbelievable hips. This comes from Mail Online.
You talking about the Daily Mail?
No, it just says Mail Online. So maybe it's Daily Mail.
Let me see the website.
Is it Mail? Is this the Daily Mail? It just says Mail
I don't know
Online.
what the heck. Yeah, it says Daily Mail right there, dude.
Well, I didn't look at it.
DailyMail.com.
Okay. Well, this is the
freaking
first story. When you look at the word Gronk,
Either way.
This is the first story. So clearly nothing about him saying, I want to go to the NFL.
Okay. Falcons are my other team. My other team is the Saints. It's just not working out. Derek Carr's not doing great. Michael Thomas is all right. It's just a team that looks like it lost its identity.
This is your first bad team?
No, my second bad team.
What was your first bad team?
Falcons.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I forgot about that.
Who's your second bad team?
My second bad team is the team you already took from me, which I already said briefly before. It's the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots are really, really, really bad.
It's really hard to watch a Patriots game.
They may be worse than the Chicago Bears.
They are worse than the Chicago Bears.
Are they the worst team in the NFL? Are the Patriots the worst team in the NFL?
I think so.
Who is worse than the Patriots?
I cannot think of a team worse than the Patriots right now.
Who could the Patriots beat right now? You know what? By the way, shout out to the Cardinals for not being as bad as I thought they were going to be. They're still bad.
They're still bad.
They're not that bad.
Not
though.
that bad. All right.
Patriots are bad. Bill Belichick.
At least he needs to stop being a GM, dude. His drafts are crazy.
By the way, shout out calling the Bengals game, beating the Seahawks. You and Zach Carter last week were like, ooh, called that. Also called the Colts losing. Also called the Raiders beating the Patriots. So called 3 of those, and I don't even know the rest of that I called. I should have done a you pick 'em this week, and I'd have gotten a lot of money line.
Next time we do a you pick, we actually got to take down who we said was going to win. So
because I don't remember. I remember that I picked those 3 games.
Yeah. All right. Who's your fraud of the NFL? A team that might be good, a team that's getting a lot of good clicks, but is actually fraudulent.
My fraud of the NFL is I'm in between 2. Is the issue. I'm in between 2. And I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills.
Really?
I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills.
Really?
That's
crazy to me. That's crazy.
Who it's either the Bills or the Cowboys. Those are the 2.
Nope, it's not either of those 2
Who
teams.
is it?
Okay, explain why you think it's the Bills.
Well, I think it's the Bills because I don't think the Bills are going to go really that far in the playoffs, especially not the kind of level of play that they've been playing with.
Neither are the Cowboys. Neither are the Cowboys.
I know, but they are still being hailed as like 2 of the best teams in the NFL at the moment.
The Cowboys are not.
Well, they used to be. So that's why I was saying. That's why I ended up going with the Bills. So the Bills are seen as a better team than the Cowboys at this moment.
I have never in my life thought the Cowboys were a good football team.
Other people do.
2002. I am turning 21 in less than a month, and in my almost 21 years of life, I have never seen a Dallas Cowboys football team that I said, yeah, they're good.
Who's your fraud?
Seattle Seahawks. Shout out Uncle Doug. Shout out Uncle Doug. Other uncle.
I don't think they're getting that many clicks. They're just kind of.
Hear me out. They were getting touted as one of the best teams in the NFL. They were in the top 5 of the NFL's power rankings.
Whoa.
Here's every game that the Seattle Seahawks have won this year.
Well, they beat the best team in the NFL.
I know. I'm really pissed about that. Lions, but they beat them in OT, and I already talked about my overtime.
Lions could be 6-0.
Lions could be 6-0 right now if they didn't have horrible overtime rules. Either way, whatever. They beat the Lions in overtime. They beat the Panthers. Not that big of a win. They beat the Giants. I love you, Uncle Brian, but boy, is that not a big win right now. They beat the Panthers. I already said the Panthers. And then they lost to the Bengals, and they lost to the Rams, and that's it. That's it. They're like... What do we like?
The Seahawks are being touted as one of the best teams in the NFL.
They were.
What?
3 of their 5 wins. No, sorry. All 3 of their wins came in really easy scenarios. They are frauds. People are like, oh, they might make the postseason. Oh, they might be like a nice wild card team to make a run. Pete Carroll's got them up and humming again. No, he doesn't. They are frauds. They are fraudulent.
Okay.
They are the guy who calls you and asks you for your credit card information so that he can, buy himself stuff and then give you money back. He's Life Alert. What? The Seattle Seahawks are Life Alert right now. The Seattle Seahawks are what everybody thinks of Social Security once every 5 years, that they think it's going to run out. That is the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Who's underrated?
I had the Buccaneers as an underrated team, but I think they're kind of rated.
What are the best team in the NFL to do them?
Yeah. I don't.
My underrated team?
I was low-key
say it. Say it.
I don't know. The Texans?
I mean, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Jets. Because the Jets have had their stumbles this year, and everybody is like, I'm not saying they're a playoff team. I'm not saying they're going farther than anyone's going to expect them to, but I think people wrote the Jets off the second Aaron Rodgers' Achilles went ping.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, but they haven't been horrible. I mean, they just beat the Eagles. They beat the Broncos, which is whatever. They had a narrow loss to the Chiefs. The Patriots thing was really bad, and so was the Cowboys thing, but they beat the Bills. So they have some resume wins on their roster right now.
I just
even if they don't go that far in the postseason, even if they don't go to the postseason, I'm not like, oh, the Jets are missing their Super Bowl window.
I'm trying to find a team that no one expects to make the playoffs that has positive momentum, and I really can't find anybody.
I think
it's probably the Bucs, low key though. They'll probably make the playoffs. So I'm going to keep it the Bucs.
That's my thing with the NFL right now. Like,
I'll keep it the Bucs.
The NFL is always
Bucs make the playoffs.
Has prided itself on its parity and its fact that anybody can beat anybody at any time. But honestly, the way things are shaking out right now, everyone's like, yeah, this is mostly what we expected.
Except for this past week, which the Jets beat the Eagles and the Niners lost to the Browns.
Yeah,
this has been the most.
Upsettable,
crazy week so far.
But barring the major injury of Aaron Rodgers, there were no teams that at the beginning, except for the Broncos, that people were like, oh, they might make a Super Bowl run and aren't.
Yeah,
I mean maybe the Raiders too, but I wasn't rating the Raiders that highly. We should do next season.
Yeah,
we should do a power ranking at the beginning of the year for the NFL and a power ranking at the end of the year.
Next season.
Yeah.
Are we doing this next season?
Do you want to do this next season?
We'll figure it out.
We'll see what you're doing.
Maybe not. Maybe.
I mean, I'm like 90% sure you're getting a job in Indy. That's not that far away.
Or Fort Wayne.
Also not that far away. I will make you visit.
I'll be here.
Literally.
It may not be as frequent. It may be maybe over Zoom sometimes. Who knows?
Well, he's not going to be here at the end of this school year, but he's going to be here next week, and so am I on the Underqualified Knuckleheads Sports Podcast.
This would be a great way to end it, but I did have one more topic conversation.
Did you see me
I know, it was great.
Professional.
I know. I just wanted your quick thoughts before we head out as just kind of like a little wrap-up thing. Your thoughts on the Olympic Committee adding flag football to the Olympics in 2028.
That's like the Olympic Committee adding hot dog eating, knowing that Joey Chestnut is the only person in the world that can win it. That's like, the Americans were like, yeah, let's do flag football. And everybody else in the entire world was like,
no.
Are you guys just trying to get a free medal or something?
Dude, I am actually kind of really excited for it.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch some NFL players absolutely trounce some random.
Imagine Mahomes and J-Jeff in their primes just cutting it up against Korea. Like, how do you even, what are you even going to do? What are you going to do?
It's bad.
When 29-year-old Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson are just running all over the field.
I will say it's going to be
or elite pocket passer Arch Manning just cutting it up, throwing it to the coldest Crawford.
So this is a good question. We can go into it more once we know more information as it gets closer. I think it's 2028.
Will college players be eligible?
That'll be really interesting.
I don't know if I would pick any college player over any NFL player at the moment.
I will say from an NFL fan perspective, it'll be like the Pro Bowl but better because they're actually going to want to compete in those games.
Now here's my question: Would you say if we were making a flag football team right now?
Is it 7-on-7?
I don't know. I have not looked at the rules. If we were making a flag football team right now, would you say, "Hey, Marvin Harrison Jr., we want you on this team over some of the receivers in the NFL"? Like if he said, "Hey, give us 6 wide receivers that you want on this squad," you pick Devontae. You pick Stephon Diggs. You pick Tyreek Hill.
Devontae right now.
Well, you pick Devontae. You pick Stephon Diggs. You pick Tyreek Hill.
Are you picking Marvin Harrison?
Are you picking Marvin Harrison Jr. in that 6? Is Marvin Harrison Jr., without being in the NFL, a top 6 wide receiver in the world? That's the question.
No.
So then there you go. Is there really a need to get college players involved? But it'd be cool. Dream team it.
Yeah, put a pin in it, and I want to talk about it next week. I'm texting you it right after
flag football.
No, well, yes, flag football, but I also want to talk about Caleb Williams being an arrogant
Oh, by the way, shout out Notre Dame
Oh my
for
gosh, I shouldn't have brought it up.
shout out. We didn't get to talk about that. We're going to talk about it real quick. Man, we just should have just wrapped up this podcast a while ago, but I don't care. I would have loved for that game to be cooler, but it wasn't.
And Notre Dame gets a win. You know,
If Notre Dame wins the past 4 weeks, Notre Dame's the number 1 team in the country right now, but we're not.
Shout out Ball State Daily News co-sports editor Elijah Poe. He was there and rushed to the field.
Oh, he rushed?
Special
Well,
moment.
he was also there at the Louisville game and walked out early.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, that's going to do it for this episode
That
of
will
the
do it.
Underqualified Knucklehead Sports Podcast. Remember, we're back on a rhythm.
We
going
are.
forward from now until hopefully around Thanksgiving.
We may take a break off one day.
We might take a break,
Who knows?
but more often than not, we'll be here Tuesdays at 2 on your live, so you can see our pretty faces through
Join
Andrew
the
Newman's
live.
phone.
Join the live.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us. As always, sound off on our Instagram or our Twitter what you'd like to see in the future.
And
Take the bus to
take
work.
the bus.
Have
and
that fire.
Do that.
Yeah.
And we will see you
next
next week.
Wow, that's a throwback.
I know.